Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Alex, and today I'm excited because I'm going to be designing and putting together a plant shelf. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know I'm all about the options. So I'm going to be doing 3 different palettes, working my way up from just a few plants up to a whole bunch, and sharing some more display tips along the way. So let's jump right in. Now, where I want to install these shelves is in my living room, where I currently have 3 large frame prints on the wall behind the sofa. I still love this artwork, so I want to make sure to design the shelves so the brackets will land behind where these frames are now. That way I can easily take down the shelves when I want to make a switch, put the art back up, and the screw holes won't be visible. I've decided to do 3 shelves with the one in the middle being shorter in length. This will allow room for a large art piece with a light fixture mounted above, and by maintaining a distance of 15.5 inches between the boards, I'll also have room for a smaller art piece as well. And then I can play around with the plants and objects that will fill the rest of the shelves. For the brackets, I'm going to go with these really simple black metal ones from Amazon, and for the boards, just inexpensive 1x6s from Home Depot. I'm going to try out a new stain color for these, so we'll see how that turns out. We gave the boards a light sanding and then applied the stain. They turned out pretty nice. Since it's an oil stain though, it smells really strong, so I left the boards in the garage for a few weeks to let the smell dissipate. Now that we're ready to install everything, I'm starting out by marking the extents of the frames and the spaces between them using blue painter's tape, using a level to mark the shelf locations, and a stud finder to determine where to install the brackets. We're also using drywall anchors to make sure the brackets are really stable. Once they're all installed, we can test out how the boards look. To illuminate the artwork, I'm using an IKEA cabinet light that I'm attaching to the top shelf. The cord will hang down behind the art, so not much of it will be visible, and the light also has a remote with a dimmer, so it's easy to use. And now that we have the boards up and the light fixture installed, we can move on to choosing our palettes. So for this first palette, I'm going to go the dark and moody route. So I'm going to use this dandelion print as the main art piece. And then that will go with our black background mushroom print. And then our pots and accessories will mostly be black and brass. I'm using black and brass already in a couple of light fixtures and the hanging planter, so I know these finishes will work in the space. And now it's just a matter of putting stuff up on the shelves and seeing how it looks. For this option, I'm using my plant minimalist approach, so there will only be a few plants mixed in with other accessories, and you'll notice that I'm leaving lots of negative space on the shelves. This keeps the whole display from feeling cluttered. We have a lot of little trinkets and objects, so these shelves are perfect for displaying them. If you're new to keeping houseplants or you're nervous to have more plant babies to take care of, this is a good option. Okay, let's move on to the next palette. For this second palette, I want to do something warmer. So for the main art piece, I'm going to use this print of citrus fruits that has lots of yellows and oranges. And then for the secondary art piece, I'll do this print of some monarch butterflies. And then all the pots will be varying shades of terracotta. For this option, I'm going to go with my plant collector approach, so we'll end up with more plants than in the previous version. I'm distributing them throughout the display, varying the heights of items that are next to each other, and still leaving a little bit of negative space to allow for some breathing room. I like how this option is turning out, but let me share another styling tip with you. So one thing that's nice about using a 1x6 board instead of something narrower is that it's actually large enough that I can stagger the positions of the pots on it. So if this was a 1x4, for example, it would be narrower, so you'd put the pots like this and they'd be lined up like little soldiers. But by doing a slightly wider shelf, what I can do is sort of stagger these in position relative to each other, and this, along with varying the heights of the pots, means that visually you'll end up with a little bit more depth to your display. Now, of course, the most important thing is that your plants are happy. So if your shelves don't get a ton of light, you could either use low light plants that'll tolerate those conditions, or the other option is you can just swap out the plants after about a week or two. Okay, let's move on to the last option. So for this last palette, because I'm going to be using a ton of plants, I don't want to do plant related art because I think that'll be too much. So instead, I think I'm going to do this astronomy chart as the art piece, which I think will be fun. And then I'll pair that with a constellation print, just to continue the astral theme. And then all the pots will be simple white. For this last display, I'm going to go with the crazy plant person approach, and I'm going to try and cram as many plants as I can to see what it looks like. If you're doing a lot of plants, of course it's always a good idea to keep the pots and accessories simple to help maintain a visual balance. Once you're done, take a step back and look at the display as a whole composition, and then make adjustments or take away a few items if it seems like too much. The styling is the fun part though, so just go with whatever makes you happy. I'm really loving how these shelves turned out. They were easy to install and inexpensive, and styling them is really fun. I think option 2 might be my favorite. Was there one that you liked? Let me know what you think. Alright, that does it for us today. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you're enjoying content like this, please consider subscribing. It would really help me out. And if you want to see more Designing with Plants videos, I'll leave a link at the end of this. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time.